Michael Saylor's with MicroStrategy is down on his Bitcoin investment now that it has fallen to 30,200 thereabouts. His average is 30,700. I've been saying it for a long time. Michael Saylor's is a noob. Can't necessarily listen to everything he's saying. And the mistake that he made is that even at these higher price points, he kept buying in, taking out debt to actually buy in at higher price points and pulling his average up. Very dangerous. When the last two cycles, Bitcoin has lost 85% of its value. Now, if we lose 85% of Bitcoin's value at its peak of 69,000, you're talking 10,800. My projection is that it will likely fall to around maybe 18,000. Now, am I saying that you should wait until 18,000 to sort of feather back in or start rebuilding a base? No, I'm not. And similar type thing with Doge. Even if it is going to fall to 8 cents, 5 cents, 4 cents, whatever it's going to fall to, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should wait, completely until then to start retaking a position for a few reasons. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the UST, the Terra Luna system. It has lost its peg. Last I saw it was down to 70 cents thereabouts. But earlier I saw it somewhere around 90 cents. So it is coming unraveled. And a lot of the dollar pegged assets, depending on the way it is pegged, they will lose their peg in major collapses. Is this the last drawdown? Is this the major capitulation move? I don't think so. We're going to see more, and we're going to talk about that. So let's talk about MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor's for a minute. I think this is going to be big news, probably come about tomorrow, because people are going to be like, wait a minute, what is his average buy price? And it's around 30,700. Now that Bitcoin is below that, he is down on his Bitcoin investment. So people who really followed him heavily and maybe kind of like try to mirror his actions, they start to kind of lose faith in it, and he will get margin called if it goes down to 21,000. Obviously, he kept taking out debt to buy more Bitcoin. Now, do I think he's going to completely get wrecked? I don't think so. I just think he's going to be underwater, upside down, kind of on this investment for a little bit, and people are gonna start getting a little bit uneasy about it, and then other people that followed into him, they start to lose faith, so on and so forth. Now, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these cryptos, they will lose 95 to 99% of their value, even if there is utility. So we see all these things in the crypto market, people buying pixelated orangutans, pixelated gorillas, pixelated chimpanzees for millions of dollars. You know that there's something wrong. And if you guys saw my last video, man, it was when I was coming up the coast of Florida with the Bentley. And some people sit there and say, well, why would you buy this depreciating asset? Well, I can tell you what, the Bentley is holding its value better right now than Bitcoin, stocks, and some other commodities and all that kind of stuff. So the car market, I felt like that the car market was a little bit of safe haven, because there are so many supply chain issues both in the new car market and the used car market, and the used car market isn't going to correct itself until the new car market can correct itself, and that does not seem to be anytime soon. So a few other things that we can kind of make assumptions. See, that was the thing. Remember back in the day, if you've been in crypto for a while, what was the thing? That you're going to buy a Lambo or you're going to buy exotic cars and stuff with your Bitcoin. People just like kind of lost their mind, and instead of buying luxury cars, and I didn't forget that fact, that would be a good place to put the money. You got to buy something tangible, whether it be a car, whether it be land, whether it be properties, these kind of things, whether it be trips, experiences, all that kind of stuff. You have to use it, because it will evaporate on you very, very quickly. And like I always say, crypto goes up like a rocket, and it can come down like a guillotine, or a guillotine, however you want to pronounce it. And it is coming down like a guillotine right now. and it does not look like this is the bottom. And you know, you look at a Bitcoin chart, does not look good, does not look good. Now, am I bullish on these things? I still believe that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB are world reserve assets. There's a lot of value in those, and also other things have kind of secured their future. Dogecoin has secured its future. You know, Litecoin, Monero, these kind of things have somewhat secured their future, and there's a lot of others and stuff as well that have promise. But you know, I remember in the last, bigger crash months and months ago, people were really excited about buying Solana at $90, and then we got, you know, obviously a little bit of a quick rebound, and we got a little bit of a burst there. But you know, now you're seeing Solana down at, you know, 65 or lower. So there will be other opportunities. You're always going to have other opportunities. And when do we know when to buy back in and reaccumulate more heavily? I'm not just, you know, jumping out of the woodwork. Oh, this is a great price. This is a great price today, because I think we're going a lot lower. We are probably going to see $7, $8, $9 gas in the United States this summer. I don't see any way that that's not going to happen. And people are going to be feeling the pressure. They're going to be feeling the pressure on food. They're going to be feeling the pressure on gas. And it's kind of a weird situation. And then their power of leverage is going to be decreased. They're not going to be able to borrow money for various different reasons. Interest rates going up, you know, and then there's going to be this freezing effect of properties in different locations. You know, people aren't able to get the loans. They don't end up being qualified, so on and so forth. And it could somewhat unravel on itself. But just in regards to the crypto market, it ends up in a weird spot because yes, it can be a hedge against inflation in the right conditions, but also it ends up being this situation where we've already had kind of this, we've had the surge, sort of this kind of a little bit of a blow off top, even though it wasn't as high as people like thought we should have went according to projections and this and that. But at the end of the day, did go parabolic, and it can't sustain that indefinitely. So, you know, we had the run, and then when it starts to blow off and people start feeling this pressure, and then especially on days like today, they feel like, man, I've got this situation coming up, or I need to pay this bill, that bill, and then people get pressed out, and the people that are looking to kind of try to buy in, one of the mistakes I made in 2018 is I started buying in a little bit too early. Now, I made some good buys, but I bought in too early. And actually, at the end of 2019, there was other opportunities to buy in. And then fast forward into the pandemic, and there was another opportunity to buy in 2020. So you're going to get other opportunities to take positions. Now, I'm not saying you just totally go to sleep on the crypto market. But that being said, you know, there's going to be opportunities, but it's a little bit like trying to swim upstream. If you're trying to like buy in now, or you're trying to make moves now, versus if you almost looked at other opportunities like outside of crypto for the time being, your time and your energy might be better spent there. And that's why I focused a little bit more on the car market, you know, got the Bentley. I'm looking at other opportunities. I think that Turo, the rental cars, you know, the rental car app, there's a big opportunity in a lot of these cities actually on that. Honestly, I'm seeing a lot of opportunities outside of crypto, to tell you the truth. But again, you always got to stay somewhat engaged in crypto. Always be earning, always be earning, always be earning. Now, dollar pegged assets, again, we have UST unraveling right now. I think that system could really come unhinged. It is coming unhinged. People start to lose confidence. It ends up being a run on the bank. They start selling. The Hive dollar is struggling around 94, 95 cents. I think the Hive dollar will correct itself, you know, just because there's not as much money in that. It can correct itself a little bit easier. And, you know, I think that system will kind of correct itself and come back. But it's again, it's a very similar sort of a mechanism. It's you know, the Hive dollar is a debt against Hive, and the Steam dollar is a debt against Steam. But I think the mechanisms in place will eventually bring those back. But that in the past has been a good indicator. When the Steam-backed dollar, you know, falls back to $1 or even goes under under a dollar, for a little period of time, that's when we are in a max pain scenario. In the past, that has been a little bit of an indicator. So we'll kind of see on those situations. And in the past, there were other dollar pegged assets that lost their peg. New Bits lost its peg last time around. And then there's always been this impending kind of scare with Tether. So we will see if it can keep its peg. But I wouldn't be surprised if that situation does implode. Now, when I say we have potentially other opportunities, when there's going to be other collapses and stuff like that, what do I look for? Again, 85% drawdown in Bitcoin is 10,800. I don't know if it's going to get that low. It's not something I'm necessarily going to be waiting for that low. I've always thought that Bitcoin was going to fall to around maybe 18,000. Am I going to wait till 18,000 to reaccumulate more heavily? No. When it falls to 26,000, 25,000, you start accumulating stuff like that. Doge under 10 cents, start accumulating. And percentage wise, we're very close to that. It was basically 10 cents today. So to get under that, it's start reaccumulating more heavily because we don't know what Elon's plan is with Twitter and what he's going to do to incorporate Doge. But it is the king meme. And, I've had a lot of guys say various things over time, and I'm just going to kind of voice some of my thoughts and everything on various different chains, different projects, stuff like that. So Phantom, for instance, if you guys remember, you watched some of my videos and I was saying that, I was looking for price points like $2.20 that I was waiting for it to hit that. And then I was scaling out, all this kind of stuff. And then I had some people say, well, I mean, where are you coming up with this? You're not doing any kind of like technical analysis or anything. And that was just kind of where I was, the way I saw it on a macro level. I wasn't drawing lines. I wasn't doing all this chartology kind of stuff. I wasn't doing that. It was just, these were my feelings and stuff. That's part of the reason why a lot of people don't follow me, because it seems very unscientific. What I'm doing, I'm going off of feelings. I'm going off of just other greater things in the market. If it makes sense, what various things are and stuff like that. So obviously if you scaled out at 220, and that was not the peak, it went up on further, could have made more money if I would have stayed in there longer with some of that stuff. Took the opportunity and everything. And now you see that, it's fallen way below a dollar for Phantom. There's other ones as well that, pretty much if you're able to scale out, at those price points and, higher up, or secured other things like cars, properties, went on trips, had experiences, all that kind of stuff, that is more valuable than watching the crypto just kind of wash away overnight. And here's one of the things. Usually it takes a year from the peak to get to the bottom, to where we're close to the bottoms. But even after a year, you're typically going to have longer, and you're going to have other opportunities after that to accumulate, heavier kind of in the future and stuff. So what would be a year? So late October, early November of 2021, thereabouts, we had our peak. So you can assume late Q4 2022 is probably going to be the point. Well, we're a ways away from that, guys. We've got the whole summer to go through, and I'm telling you, we're going to end up with $7, $8, $9 gas. I just don't see any way around that. So people are going to feel the pressure. People are going to get mad. They're going to be pointing fingers. And, at the end of the day, if you didn't secure some of those crypto gains, or you were waiting for this kind of hypothetical 100K Bitcoin, or that, people listen to BitBoy or whatever, $27,000 Ethereum, these various different prices and stuff like that. And if you didn't feather out, it's not a good feeling. And I know, and I'm not trying to be facetious about it, or, I know that various people stuck with various investments, and didn't hit the exit on at least some of it, and that can be very, very painful. So my suggestion, kind of in general, is, you know, obviously be always keeping the pulse of crypto, seeing what trends are, what new is popping up, what kind of different things and stuff like that. Gravitate, if you are going to start reaccumulating, gravitate towards stuff that has like sort of secured its future. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Doge, Monero, some of these. But at the end, you could probably stay in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB, and be feathering in and accumulating that, and that would encapsulate the majority of somewhat of the crypto market. But the Doge play, we can't ignore the Doge play, guys, because of Elon and the Twitter situation, and we don't know what his plan is. But at the end of the day, he probably is going to be rocking the Doge and backing the Doge. So so those are just some thoughts, kind of based on my experience. So late 2022, you're going to probably have opportunities, and into 2023, you're likely going to have opportunities to accumulate and you know, kind of rebuild a bigger base and retake positions and stuff. Again, thugging it out here in the woods, guys, finding mushrooms. And even if we go back to 2018, after I came home from Thailand, we had a burst where we came off the floor, and I remember Bitcoin going up to 7,800 bucks, and I made a video where I was hunting mushrooms. And I made mushroom videos back in 2019. So man, a lot of time goes by, and got to be resourceful. And I would say that's one of the biggest things in the crypto market. Keep looking for the opportunities in the crypto market, being resourceful, and you know, don't get too greedy. Don't get too greedy in crypto. I've seen some guys, even this last boom, I had one guy tell me, I'm creating generational money. Are you? I got a Bentley and I own it all cash, so I'd rather do that than be thugging it out with, you know, various, you know, random projects and everything that I don't control. So that being said, guys, I'm gonna end this video. May make another one here. Kind of got in this little this little valley looking for the mushrooms and to get away from the wind. So anyway, guys, hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully you know, took some profits previously, or have a long-term solution for it that you can kind of get your averages down. Stack. Crypto is not going away. It doesn't matter what any of these governments do. Crypto is not going away. It is, you know, essentially unstoppable. So anyway, guys, follow me on all social media at Brian Phobos, YouTube, Instagram. There's a lot of other random stuff on Instagram. Hive, I haven't posted there in a while, but I'm coming back, so gotta keep making that crypto. See you guys.